Hey Capricorn, welcome to your weekly forecast for June 6th through the 12th. I'm setting the intention here for the next 7 days. However, you might see this video a few weeks from now, a few years from now. You're going to see it whenever it was time to hear the messages. Keep in mind this is a general reading for the Capricorn collective, Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising. Because it's a general message for the collective, not every single message will resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't, and as always, you may need a private reading. Alrighty, my dears and my darlings, without further ado, let's get right on into it. And we're going to move you just a little bit closer. Okay. First card coming up here for Capricorn is the Five of Wands. Now, Five of Wands can sometimes come up when we're experiencing some kind of inner conflict or inner struggle. We may be debating a decision and we may be feeling torn about that decision. So you might be coming into this week trying to kind of figure out what you want to do, what direction you want to go in, but you might be feeling a little conflicted. Usually it's because we're either not trusting our judgment or we're feeling guilty about letting ourselves make some kind of change in our life. So if we can kind of check in with ourselves and see, is it that we're feeling guilty? Is it that we're not trusting ourselves, that we're able to kind of work through that issue and work through the conflict? Five of Wands can also come up when there's a competitive energy, okay? If you are self-employed or if you are someone that's doing some type of creative work, you may feel like there are people that are trying to put you down or discredit you or make you seem like, I'm sorry, no, let me go back. If you're self-employed, the Five of Wands, if you're self-employed or doing something creative, the Five of Wands could indicate that you're noticing people copying you. You're noticing people copying you, competing with you. They might be trying to discredit you or make it seem like you don't know what you're doing or you're not as good as them. But in like a self-employed thing or in a like creative endeavor, it could mean that people are beginning to notice you and you're in the running, so to speak. Like your hat is in the ring. And so people around you, like they're feeling a little bit intimidated, like who the heck is Capricorn? Where did Capricorn come from all of a sudden? And so they may be competing with you because they feel threatened by your presence. They see you as like you're coming up. In a work environment, you may be dealing with people who are trying to seem like you don't know what you're talking about, or they may be trying to make it seem like you don't deserve to be there or you're not doing a good job. And sometimes it's just basically that they're feeling threatened by you, right? Maybe they're being mean or they're being catty or they're trying to like prove that like, you don't know what you're doing and they know what they're doing. Again, they feel threatened by you. They feel threatened by you, and it's their way of trying to prove themselves or stay in the running. So unfortunately, sometimes we're not met with the kindest energy, and a lot of it has to do with like a certain work culture or a certain environment, depending on where we are. And some places have a little bit more of a toxic environment than others. And if you're in a place like that, you just kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, and you have to remind yourself that in this environment, I'm just going to have to take this as a compliment, because it means that they feel like I'm doing a good job. They feel threatened, and this is how they're behaving. And sometimes that can help us to not internalize it and not get all sad and not get all discouraged. Because, yeah, anytime anybody's being that way with us, it's sometimes hard not to take it personal. But if we can understand why these people are doing it, then it's easier not to internalize it. So some of you may be coming into this energy of like a competitiveness or like people arguing or fighting with you. Some of you may be coming out of a depression. I don't typically get this message from the Five of Wands, but this is something I'm feeling coming in very strongly, very intuitively. Some of you are coming out of a depression where like none of this applies to you, what I've said so far, because you've been in a stagnant place. Like You've just maybe been, locked up inside, and you just haven't been doing anything and just kind of keeping to yourself. And just I just heard it, I just heard the phrase, it's like I've been in a coma. So like some of you have just really, really, when I'm talking stagnant, I'm talking about like nothing. Like you're not socializing, you're not working, you're not going to church, you're not going to the store, you're just hunkered down inside. And maybe some of you have been going through like a really harsh depression. And I feel the 5 of Wands is like there's this fire in you now, and you're gonna get out of it. Like it's still here. The feeling is still here. The sadness is still here, but you're fighting. You're like, my God, am I fighting? And you're gonna get out of it. Okay, you're gonna get out of it. You're going to be successful in your fight, and you're going to get out of this heaviness. I feel for a lot of you, there's gonna be a lot of clearing. Like you might be going through old boxes, things in your closet. I feel like you're kind of going through your life and processing your memories and releasing through like this form of spring cleaning. Now, it might not happen all in a couple of days or in a week, it might be an ongoing project, but you're going to feel the energy becoming lighter. You're going to feel the heaviness lifting, and you're going to feel that release, and you're going to feel energy coming back to you. Okay. In stages. That's what I feel for some of you. Again, it's not a message I typically get, but when I get a message, I share it. The next card that's coming up here for Capricorn is the Devil. I love it. Libra also got their card, and now you're getting your card. Now, this is a major arcana card. Anytime the major arcana cards come up, it's a significant new chapter in our life. It's like a significant turning point. So even though I'm setting the intention for the next 7 days, major arcana energy is energy that's going to be around for a while, okay? It's not just something that's going to be here for a few days and then gone. Like this is a new chapter you're coming into. The Devil card is oftentimes seen as overcoming the ego, or maybe having issues with the ego. It can also sometimes come up to tell us to have realistic expectations of ourselves, or to not base our value or our success solely on material gain, or following, or things like that. Like, don't measure your success by whether or not something you posted went viral. Don't measure your success by your title or your bank account. It can be those kinds of things sometimes. But the Devil card is associated with the astrological sign of Capricorn. So when I'm reading for somebody and their major arcana card comes up, for me in my readings, that tells me that everything that's going on right now, everything that you're coming into, is directly connected to you coming into your full power, coming into your authenticity, coming into your identity, remembering who you are on a soul level, and living your life unapologetically, authentically, your best life, being in your confidence. The things you used to judge yourself about, the things you used to blame yourself about, you're releasing it, you're letting go, you're understanding why you did the things that you did in your life, and how they all had a part to do with who you are today, and you love who you are today, all of you. And so there's just this sense like nobody can hold anything against you. Nobody can hold anything over you. Nobody's going to make you feel embarrassed about your past, or embarrassed about previous decisions or mistakes, or make you feel guilty about being some kind of a way, because you're owning all of it and you're proud of all of it. There's a massive sense of confidence, but not like in a conceited way, not like in a narcissist way, in a healthy way, in a balanced way. So I'm always really excited for someone when I'm reading for them and their major arcana card comes up. Now, also, keep in mind that your card is following the 5 of Wands. So this is you taking your power back during a time of conflict, during a time of struggle. Some of you may be experiencing a power struggle here, and you're taking your stand. or people are making you feel inferior, and you're realizing the reason why you're making me feel so inferior is because you're trying to control me, or because you're trying to hold me down or keep me down, because you don't want people to see who I am. You don't want people to see what I'm bringing to the table. And so it's not discrediting you, it's not making you feel like crap. Rather, you're feeling empowered by it, and you're realizing who you are and what you bring to the table, and none of this is going to have any effect on you anymore, right? Those of you coming out of this depression, you're remembering who you are, you're coming back into your power, and you're not feeling so powerless and kicked around by life anymore. Yes, there are circumstances that are challenging. Yes, there are times things don't go our way, no matter how much we had hoped, or no matter how much we had wanted them to. But that doesn't mean there aren't still good things ahead, and that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be even better opportunities that you're able to embrace moving forward. The next card that's coming up for Capricorn is the King of Swords. Okay, King of Swords, I want to say, came up for Sagittarius. I think it was their first card. Some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. If you have a Sagittarius placement, you may want to check out that reading for this week, because there may be some helpful messages or some parallel messages for you. Now, the King of Swords, traditionally speaking, can be an air sign person, a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Some of you could be dealing with an air sign person, or focusing on those aspects of your life if you have air sign placements. However, the King of Swords can be seeking out a mentor or a professional in a situation. So if you are doing something creatively, or in terms of self-employment, the King of Swords can say, hey, you know what, this is a really good time for you to check in with a financial planner, a lawyer. Make sure you have everything up, together, so that you're going to hit the ground running here. Make sure that you have the proper licensing and permits and waivers and things in place. Make sure everything is on the up and up. And the other way that the King of Swords comes up here, somebody may be approaching you and wanting to make some kind of an offer or some kind of agreement with you. Sometimes the King of Swords could be let's talk business. There could be some kind of an offer coming in. It could even be a relationship. Someone is maybe approaching you and wanting to have a relationship with you. And the King of Swords is also the master of negotiation. So sometimes the King of Swords comes up in my readings because there's something you want, and you're wanting to approach someone about it, and you're wanting to ask them, that, hey, like, I deserve this. So maybe you're wanting to go to your boss and ask for a promotion or ask for a raise. Or maybe you're wanting to talk to your spouse and explain that, you don't want to work and you want to quit, and you want to, work out the budget so that you can go back to school, or you can take care of your health, or you can work on your business, or whatever it might be, or, something with like a roommate or a living situation. There might be something that you want, and you deserve it. But unfortunately, sometimes when we go to somebody and when we explain to them how unfair the situation is and why we need it to change, they don't always hear it, or they might take it as we're complaining, or we're not being grateful, or we're being dramatic, or, you know what, that's just how it is. There's things in my life I don't like doing, but I have to do it. I suck it up. I do it anyway. Things aren't always fair, And so sometimes we're met with an answer that we don't want. And the King of Swords says, look, you may be right with the emotional side of things. You may be right that you deserve this and things aren't fair. However, the key to getting what you want in this situation is going to be to go in with logic and to explain to whoever is involved how it benefits them to give you what you're asking for. When you can go and you can show your boss how much money you've saved in certain things, or how productive you've been, or how you've improved situations, and how you have good ideas, and what are some of your ideas and the things that you're wanting to do, then it's like, oh, okay, I see what's in this for me. I see how they're going to make it better. I see the improvements they're going to make. If you go to your spouse and if you can explain how what you're asking for is going to improve the quality of life and the quality of the relationship, or how it's going to benefit them in some way, they're going to be more likely to listen, right? I mean, we would really love in a perfect world to be able to tell somebody, hey, that's not fair. And they're going to go, you know what? You're right. That's not fair. That's totally not fair. And then, like, come around. But unfortunately, people aren't always like that. They're like, well, life ain't fair. There's things that's not fair for me. You don't hear me complaining. And so that's how you beat that. That's how you overcome that. You come in with logic. Like, look, this is how this is going to benefit you. This is what's in it for you. So if there's something you're wanting to approach, that's going to be your best way. The next card coming up here for Capricorn is the Three of Coins. And the Three of Coins is laying down a new foundation. So however you're approaching the situation, this is good. This is the beginning of a beautiful relationship, business, professional, creative, collaborative, whatever it might be, because the Three of Pentacles is laying down a new foundation, coming up with a new way of doing things, a new MO, and building upon that. This could also be somebody training you up for moving up, to move up, to advance, seeing your potential and working with you and showing you the way and showing you the ropes. So this is the beginning of advancement. This is significant advancement. This is a new foundation. And the things that are coming up here in this week is like, it's not been easy. It's been a challenge. But now here is the upgrade. Here is the advancement. Here is the progress, right? Things are moving up from here. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Some weeks those might resonate more than your sun sign. You may want to check out the love readings for June. Those are linked in the description of the video. Private readings with me, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. Don't forget, every single day I post a daily message as well by popular demand. A lot of people have been asking me to do the daily messages, and I see in the comments it seems to be helping a lot of people. So I'm going to keep doing it. Check out the daily messages too, and maybe that might be something that might be of benefit for you as well. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, Capricorn.